Hello and welcome to this week's Runescape news, including Necromancy improvements, weapon buffs, and more. So whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. The Darkness incantation now lasts 12 minutes instead of 4 at a slight increase of rune cost. Overall it's cheaper and requires less attention to keep up at all times. It also no longer clears when teleporting to certain locations. The Invoke Death incantation now requires significantly less runes. The Bloat ability now deals its damage over time effect nearly twice as fast, as the inter-hit time has been reduced from 3 seconds down to 1.8. This is an effective buff at bosses at which your kill times are really low. From today's point on, there will be a dedicated Necromancy Nihil familiar, as the Ice Nihil now provides a 5% accuracy buff to Necromancy instead of being the additional magic-based Nihil. The Ice Nihil is going to be incredibly useful for Slayer and bossing in every situation where you have 95% or less accuracy, as in that case a 5% accuracy buff is a literal flat 5% damage buff. The tier 95 Necromancy weapons drop from Raziel, more specifically the Omni Guard, has received a major buff. The passive, which doubles your next basic ability's damage, now procs after 5 basic necro attacks instead of 6. The passive of the Omniguard weapon now costs 30% adrenaline instead of 50. I'm sure people who own these weapons are very happy with that change. 400 spirits should no longer be able to force close an interface. And Jagex seems to have revoked their crit buff changes for melee ranged and magic, because for those unaware, some PvMers like to stack up ability buffs from Tsunami and Meteor Strike to get very fast kills, and Jagex will keep these in the game for now until they find a more meaningful way to replace these abilities working with multiple combat styles. Super Necromancy potions now require a Spiritweed potion unfinished and Congealed Blood to create, instead of an Arbok potion and 1 Blood of Orcus. Players who've charged their Drakan's medallion with thousands and thousands of Congealed Blood are punching air right now, including myself. Jagex has fixed a lot of things related to rituals, including pets not being visible, the ritual's site, the Shambling Horror event now emitting green smoke, and you being able to guess multiple times without re-clicking the horror, improving visibility of other events like the Wandering Ghost. Additionally, the ghost now moves a lot slower and is an easy click, improving or adding audio to ritual events, including spawn audio for the Shambling Horror and Corrupt Glyph events. Candle placement has been adjusted, although I still have an issue with these top pads and candles with certain events in the fixed camera mode. I still misclick and I'm not a fan. I would prefer if the ritual fixed camera view was a top-down view instead of like an angled view, if that makes sense. So far, Jagex has been doing a lot of good things around Necromancy's release. Listening to players, fixing things, giving weekly updates as to what they're working on and what's already been completed. One thing I'm really looking forward to is when they add a better or new method of displaying necrosis stacks, because it being part of the buff bar right now just ain't it. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting. If you did, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.